Hello Saddlers fans, welcome to another episode of our pre-match preview. I'm Simon, joined by Tom and Paul, here to break down the starting lineups for today. Gents, let's kick off with the changes today. We've got two.
Yeah, two changes, as you say there, Simon. Coming back into the fore is Charlie Lakin replacing Oshie McKenzie in midfield, and it's great to see Josh Gordon back in the starting 11. Comes in place for Albert Adoma. Albert, I think, started the last 4 or 5 games for the Saddlers, and with Jamil Matt still out injured, which is a big loss for the Saddlers. It's great to see Josh back in there, coming back off 4 months injured, which it's been a big disappointment for him and a big frustration for him, but to see him slowly build up the minutes, it would have been disappointing not to get on last weekend against Bradford in that defeat there, but to see him come back into the starting 11 is great today, and hopefully he'll work really well with Ethan Wheatley up front, Paul, who I know you're excited to see here at the Poundland Bescott Stadium for the first time.
Yeah, really interesting signing, isn't it, Ethan? Big lad. I think he fits the profile of what we've seen under Matt Sadler since Matt Sadler's been in charge. Seen glimpses, haven't we? I think he only had a couple of chances on a difficult night at Fleetwood, didn't he? But hopefully today he gets more opportunities, sees a lot more of the ball, and we get to really see what Ethan's all about. It's a new front two, isn't it, Ethan and Josh Gordon? I was really pleased that Josh Gordon managed to get about half an hour under his belt, didn't he, on Tuesday night, whereas I think the first 2 appearances against Peterborough and I think it was MK Dons the other game he came on, wasn't it? Were about 15-minute cameos, so good that he got half hour in his legs, so hopefully we could get maybe 60 under his belt today. Let's see how that goes, but really good to see him back. He got his goal at Peterborough. He's going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of running and a lot of pressing, so I think it's an energetic front two, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I think energy is what we need at the moment. 2 disappointing defeats, but we're back here now. Poundland Bescott Stadium. It's the fortress. It's what we've created. It's what we've built. Home form's still here. So, look, what do we need to do now going forward?
Yeah, I think obviously you mentioned those 2 games away from home. They were disappointing defeats, and I think you can't hide away from that in the fact of it. 3-0 away at Bradford, which you've got to give kudos to Bradford. They were fantastic on the day. It did to us what we've been doing to teams all season. They were winning the second balls, and I thought a key component for them on the day was they stopped Ryan Stirk playing. If you stop Ryan Stirk playing, I think it really harms the way the Saddlers are going to play, and I think losing Jamil Matt in that Bradford game as well was a big disappointment because he takes 2 or 3 men out of the game, and then by him taking 2 or 3 men out of the game, that allows a space for Ryan Stirk, and in Sturkey playing the ball, he can land on those second balls, and he's going into the wide men as well. Then it just allows us to recycle the play, and I think we've got to get him into the game today if we want to break Salford down. And the Saddlers, I think, are unbeaten in the last 3. I actually think they've won the 3 previous games against Salford. You go back to the game here last year, and I think it was Mo Fowl scoring in the 90th minute to get us a 2-1 win on that occasion. And I think Ryan Stirk for me is going to be the main person today that can win the Saddlers this game.
Yeah, he's been a real key player, hasn't he? Very, very consistent, 7 out of 10 every week. I also think the wing backs as well. I thought at Bradford they were pushed a lot further back. We're normally so used to seeing so high. We're used to Liam Gordon going on the outside, but I think at times he was forced in field against Bradford City. But he did get a bit more joy at Fleetwood Town, particularly at the back end of the first half and the start of the second half. So I always think the wing backs are really key to what we do here as well. So if the wing backs can get high up the pitch, get counter-attacking onto Salford as well, they can cause a lot of problems. So there's a lot of ingredients there for the Saddlers, and hopefully there'll be a real determination to bounce back from the last 2 games.
Definitely, and you mentioned Ethan and how excited we are to see more of him. Levi Manchi, new arrival here at the Poundland Bescott Stadium, a guy that likes to muscle in on defenders, but he likes to play on the shoulder as well. So looking forward to seeing if he's going to feature over the next few games.
Yeah, Paul will probably touch on it more as to what Matt Sadler said to him yesterday, but I think Levi comes in as a completely different profile of striker to what we've currently got at the football club. He's probably it's the same sort of height and build as Jamil Matt, but he's a completely different type of player, I think, to him. And you mentioned there, Simon, lots to play off the shoulder, and I think he's going to be one of those where he's going to make those intelligent runs for us. And was limited to game time at Bromley. I think it was just the 2 starts for him so far this season, and when that happens, we've seen players can really struggle to get into build up a nice bit of form in that kind of thing when they're only coming onto the pitch as a substitution. And I think hopefully it might take him a little bit of time. He's still got 19 games to go in this season, but if he can get a run of games, he can get that head of steam, so to say, and can go back to his Maidstone days where I think it was 13 goals in 20 league games.
That's right, yeah.
That's the sort of type of striker that you want to see, rekindle that form, and fingers crossed he can do that for us.
Yeah, Matt Sadler said he was monitoring back then when he was at Maidstone, scoring a lot of goals. I think it was 13 league goals in 20 games, but That's not counting the goals he scored in the FA Cup qualifying rounds and then the first couple of rounds of the FA Cup before he left Maidstone, just before they played in the third and fourth round of the FA Cup, and got his move to Bromley, and of course played a handful of games helping them win promotion to the EFL. So it's a player that Matt Sadler's been monitoring. He's 6'3", very athletic, likes to take on players and drive forward as well. So there's a lot of attributes there that are key components. A lot of people are saying could he be the similar profile to Jamil Matt as well. So again, it's horses for courses, isn't it? And Matt Sadler spoke about that many times before in his tenure, horses for courses. So he'll bring a different dimension to the Sadlers, something a little bit different. That's what he said as well, something a bit different to what we've got. And I think perhaps that could inject a different lease of life into the team as well.
Definitely some positive outcomes to come from today. We're about to open our doors to the fans, so Sadlers fans will see you at kick-off. Let's hear you loud and proud.